Tim, thank you so much. Well, let's start with a pretty shocking statistic. Every 67 seconds, someone in America develops Alzheimer's. It's a disease that slowly robs people of their memory and their identity. Well, inspired by her mother's battle with the disease, Rebecca Pennaroya of New Britain is hoping to raise awareness and money for the National Alzheimer's Association to fund dementia research. And November is National Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and with us today is Rebecca's husband and co-founder of Pura Mente Jewelry, Scott Blanchette. Thank you so much for joining us. And Dr. George Kuchel, director of the UCONN Center on Aging. So Dr. Kuchel, I'm going to begin with you, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Alzheimer's is one of, if not the most common form of dementia, but for anyone who isn't unfamiliar, can you talk a little bit about the disease?
So Alzheimer's disease, as you said, is by far in this country the most common cause of dementia, which is really a progressive condition, which chronic and progressive, which robs people of their cognitive function. By that would be memory, the ability to think, etc. It's actually the number 6 cause of death in this country, and currently there are more than 5 million Americans affected by this as we speak. Moreover, there are many people at risk as we move forward, especially as the baby boomer generation gets older, and there's a tremendous need for more research to better understand what the risk factors are and how we can better manage and treat the condition.
Absolutely, and part of that effort, Scott, you're here with Pura Mente Jewelry. Can you tell us a little bit about what this is all about, how it got started?
Well, when Rebecca's mom moved in with us, we saw how bad her Alzheimer's was getting and how fast she was going downhill. And Rebecca just wanted to do something to honor her mom, remember her mom, but also raise awareness and try to raise some money. So she came up with this design. We found a manufacturer. We finally went live with the company about this time last year. And so far we've raised a lot, and we've given over a couple $1,000s to Alzheimer's already, and we're hoping to continue that.
That's fantastic. And why jewelry?
We've seen other causes that have bracelets that you recognize as being for that cause, and we'd like to see this bracelet become the Alzheimer's bracelet.
It's fantastic. Dr. Kuchel, back to you, focusing more on the disease. What are some of the warning signs?
Well, what typically, because the disease affects predominantly older adults, and I should say that most older adults do not get Alzheimer's disease, but aging is by far the greatest risk factor. The one that people worry about the most is difficulty with memory. Now, as we get older, it does take us longer to typically remember where we put the keys or where we parked the car, that kind of thing. But that is not Alzheimer's disease. Right. So we actually spend a lot of time counseling people, making a difference between what is Alzheimer's disease and what is not. Alzheimer's disease actually presents in multifaceted fashion with memory disorders, sometimes with depression, sometimes difficulty making decisions, behavioral issues include even hallucinations, etc. So it can be a very complex disease, can present in many different ways in different individuals, and really requires a very skilled type of assessment to evaluate all these different factors.
And would you say there is an age range for when Alzheimer's sort of develops or when you can diagnose it? And have you seen incidents where it happens perhaps at an earlier age in younger people?
Right, absolutely. So fortunately, it's quite uncommon in younger people, but there are situations we've seen it in people even in their 40s and 50s. It's very rare, and typically that's in families where there are strong genetic links. Most commonly, by far, it occurs in people well late into their life, in their 60s, 70s, and 80s.
And obviously no cure for Alzheimer's, but any treatment available, right. Any progress in that field?
It's an excellent question, Maggie, and as you said, there's no cure right now. There's tremendous research, a lot of promising research ongoing. The assessment really requires a very complete evaluation because you need to rule out conditions. There are many conditions that can mimic Alzheimer's disease, everything from depression to endocrine conditions involving glands and many others that need to be carefully ruled out. There are, fortunately, treatments now that help improve function. There are approved medications that we use a lot that help improve function and even thinking and everyday level of independence in older adults. But unfortunately, there's still no cure. What's also often overlooked is the evaluation and management of this condition really requires a multidisciplinary approach. What we mean by that is a center, you really want to be seen in a center that has expertise in memory assessment, but not just focusing on the brain part of things, not just the memory, but also looking at the whole body, the whole patient, making sure that all the other medical conditions that could worsen memory function, Alzheimer's disease, are properly taken care of.
Absolutely. Back to the jewelry. Where can we get these bracelets? Because this is really, what we're here for.
The 3 bracelets are available. The easiest way is PuraMenteJewelry.com.
Okay.
And the Pura Mente, from Rebecca's Spanish heritage, means pure mind.
I love that. All right, and we're going to link that for you on our website at foxct.com. You can get more information that way as well. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Good luck.
You.
Thanks for having us.
Bracelets are beautiful.